Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about update 0.2.1 for Supermarket Simulator. Very exciting new update. So what did they add here? Full controller support is one thing they said they added here. I haven't had a chance to fully test this out, but the controller does indeed function. You can use a controller to play the game. There doesn't seem to be any control scheme or something to let you know like what buttons do what, which is a huge misstep in my opinion. They definitely need to add something in here for button mapping and to show you what buttons do what, because honestly, you just kind of have to figure it out. Or at least I did, because the UI is supposed to actively change to show you what button inputs do what. And I saw flashes of that happening when I was trying to use my controller, and maybe I'll show you guys in game what I mean, but it doesn't stay that way for some reason. Like whenever I try to play this game with a controller, it's like the PC mouse and keyboard portion is taking over, and like I don't get the prompts for the controller like I'm supposed to. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but at least controller support is in the game, and if you're not having that problem, then it should work just fine for you. So that's one thing. Another thing that they added, which is a huge quality of life thing, is they added more settings for the restockers. So as you can see here, you can either set them to be working or turn them off. They used to have to have a mod to do that, to pause restockers, but they added it to the game, which is great. I love when mods become features inside of the game. That's literally the reason a lot of people make these mods, is hopefully to incentivize the developers to put it in the game. So that's great. Another mod that came out recently was to get the restockers to not utilize the unlabeled racks. So for example, when they were putting stuff away, they would just randomly put things anywhere as long as there was a free slot. But now you can stop them from doing that by saying if there is an unlabeled rack, they are not permitted to put things on there willy-nilly, so you can keep your storage and stuff the way you want it to be. This, once again, like I said, was a mod that got turned essentially into a game feature, and this is great. So there's kind of a double-edged sword situation going on, because this developer has been very vocal about the idea of really just not liking people using mods. And I mean, more power to them. If they feel that way, that's fine. But you know, you get this kind of thing where the developers actively working against players to shut down mods how they can. But the kind of silver lining to that is what they tend to do out of spite is put those features in the game, and they're like, ha, now your mod is worthless. And you're like, okay, thanks. That's what I wanted you to do in the first place. So it's kind of funny how that works out. But either way, it's in the game and it's really good. So that just eliminates mods that you have to download to make that stuff happen. Another huge one, really huge, absolutely one of the best things to happen as far as this game is concerned, is self-checkout. Oh my god. If you guys have played this game for a long time, especially those people who have been grinding on one file all the way up until the end game, this is a godsend for you, because now you can add as many of these as you want. You're not restricted to your 4 super slow cashiers, especially if you've been playing vanilla. Now you can put a ton of these self-checkout kiosks in your store, and it just makes life so much easier. So definitely this is a huge one. Kudos to the developer for putting that into the game. Next one is customization 2.0. You can do some more customization to your store. Seemingly the front end has a bunch of different presets that you can get set up, and they all look pretty nice. Some of them are kind of weird and look a little out of place, but overall they're pretty good. And then we have new signs that you can put up to actually label your your store. I mean your aisles and where things are located, which adds to that grocery store vibe and makes the game a little more immersive. They also added a speaker in this game, which I was initially very skeptical of. And rightfully so, because I was just like, there's no way that they would add this speaker and allow people to utilize this to have music in their game and make the music, you know, like royalty free or not royalty free or whatever, and cause streamers and stuff to lose monetization and stuff. There's no way they would do that. But I was wrong, because of course they put music that is that is copywritten in the game. And my first stream that I did when I was testing out the speakers got immediately demonetized, because why would anything else happen? So be wary if you are a streamer or if you make content and you want to utilize these speakers. They will demonetize your videos. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense that, like, use royalty-free music. I don't understand why. Never mind. I'm not gonna go off on that. The speakers, it's a nice thing, and it would be even nicer if you could add, like, maybe your own music and stuff that you know to be royalty free. I haven't seen any way to do that yet, but maybe that's something they'll implement on a later date. And that's pretty much it. They said visual fixes, they fixed some localization stuff and some bug stuff. And also, this is an important note right here, we are aware of the bugs you encounter, especially related to the Restocker. We will focus on bug fixes and patches for a while. So this is a big point of contention in this game. The Restockers are derpy as fuck, and they have been since the game came out. They don't seem to know what it is they want to be doing at any given moment. And whether you're using mods or not, because a lot of people have gone to the forums and talked to these developers and stuff, and they'll tell you, like, well, if you're using mods, then that's where your game's not working. No, game's not working because the AI for the Restockers is just kind of crap right now. So once they fix that and they get that together, then awesome. But they are aware of it and they are going to be working on it. So there you go. And that's basically the gist of the update. Pretty good things that they added. Let's pop into the game so we can check some of this stuff out. All right, here we are in the game, and as you can see, I've already been utilizing the new signs. Have our meat and dairy section over here. Some stuff is missing. If you watch the live stream, you'll notice that some things are missing over here, but that's a whole nother issue that I'll drop a separate video for. Or if you've seen it already, you've already seen me kind of rant about what's going on with that situation, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, as you can see, these are some of the newer assets. The signs look really good, and they make the store look a lot more grocery store-like. Here are the new kiosks. They're great. Customers come in and they just walk right up to them and they just use them. It's very nice and handy. You can put them basically anywhere in the store or anywhere you want to. What I really enjoy about this is I still have that idea where I want to do like a block party type of thing, store where the store and the shelves and stuff are located all over the place. And one thing I was concerned about is the customers needing to go and figure out where the cashiers are, and they have to find these places where they have to get to them. But I figured now that we have the self-checkout, it'll make that whole concept a lot easier. So when you do unrestricted placement, we could put kiosks like all over town, so that way people can buy their stuff wherever they end up. So that might be useful. We'll mess around with that concept eventually at some point. What else? Oh yeah, I can show you guys the front of the store decorations, things that they have now. Let's go to management, customization, and change entrance. And here are the new entrances. That one I'm not crazy about. This one looks pretty good. That one's this one I like a lot. That one's okay. This one's pretty good. This is my favorite. I like the double doors, the nice wide door, and the brick layout. It just makes more sense and looks good. So you got stuff like that. Like I said, the update itself was not huge. Probably the biggest thing was the self-checkout and maybe these signs up here. But the game's evolving. They got a bigger team now and they're working on stuff. They're going to be focusing on bug fixes, and also too, we're going to be seeing a lot more roadmap stuff. They said that they're focusing on roadmap things, and they're going to be almost kind of exclusively focusing on that for a while. So that's a good sign. Hold on, let me mute this so music's not playing. All right, so yeah, that's a really good sign. So what do we have to look forward to? We still have moving items without boxes, door interactions. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe the doors will open and close now, which I got a feeling that that's going to be a problem, but we'll see. Detailed settings menu, definitely a priority. They need to definitely get more settings in this game because it is heavily lacking in that department. The cleaning thing, I'm not really sure what they're going to do about that. I don't know what they can do. outside of just you sweeping the store or something like that. Like what else would cleaning entail? Because I can't think of any other situation where the store would be dirty. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. Detailed economy app to see price changes, customer statistics, and inventory, set all prices. This should have been there in the beginning. I don't know how they released this game without this. It still baffles me. Some of the most shittiest knockoffs of this game have this built in, and it's kind of embarrassing that they haven't done that yet, but it is what it is. Shoplifters is going to be super annoying, so I'm not looking forward to that. They can take as long as they want to implement that. Security guards, CCTVs, anti-theft stores. I'm sure those things will be implemented to alleviate any drama from the shoplifting stuff. So as long as they don't release these two things separately and they release them at the same time, then that would be great. Expiration dates for some items seems kind of pointless in this game, to be honest. I don't know how they're going to work that out, but I guess we'll see. Putting items on sale to attract more customers is a pretty good idea, but it's not a super priority, but I'd like to see how they implement that. Online orders and deliveries, we got to see a taste of with some mods. The e-commerce mod allowed you to sell things online, and I thought that was pretty decent the way they had that set up. I don't know how the developer's gonna actually deal with it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. A bigger city to travel and deliver around, so they're talking about expanding the city and making it bigger. I think it's big enough, honestly, but you know, if they're gonna be adding some stuff to do in it, then more power to them. Random wholesale offers to sell lots of products at lower prices for instant income seems like a pretty good idea. I'd like to see something like that. Veggies and fruits and weighing them to sell. That's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure how they're going to implement that or how that's going to work, but you know, time will tell. A complete day cycle to run your stores at night too. This is great because I mean, that's kind of what it does already-ish. Because like there's this weird kind of limbo time where time doesn't pass or whatever, and it definitely lets you know that you're playing a video game, but I think a full day cycle and actually being restricted by time could be pretty interesting and add some difficulty to the game. And then purchasing goods from local markets at lower costs by physically going to them. That's pretty interesting. So like if you want to get fresh produce, you can go to the people nearby, like actually walk to that store and buy that stuff yourself, or you can order it online and get it cheaper like you normally would or whatever, like, or get it, you know, whatever. Like that whole system would be kind of interesting because it'd give a lot of the other stores around the city purpose and stuff like that. So I think we got a lot to look forward to. This update came out a lot quicker, I think, than people anticipated. But I will have another video that you may or may not have seen already that's coming out covering what's going on with the modding situation. So please go check that out. Otherwise, let me know what your most anticipated feature is for the game. What are you looking forward to the most in the upcoming list here? And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on the next one.